Hello and welcome. This is the first episode of this short wildlife series. There'll be 5 videos covering different species in the UK. This first episode is going to be on bats. As most people would probably know, bats are mammals. They're the only flying mammals in the world and are widespread. In the UK, we have 18 species, all but one of those breed here in the UK. And during this episode, we're going to be talking a bit about common peppersteel bat, which is the most common species you'll find here, the year in the life of a bat, and how you can help improve your garden spaces to include bats. In this first part of the video, we're going to be talking about the common peppersteel bat. The common peppersteel is the most likely species you'll find if you're in the UK. They are very small bats, they weigh only 5 grams, and in a minute you'll see a common peppersteel compared to the size of a pound coin. And despite their small size, an individual bat can consume 3,000 insects per night. Now you can see what a common peppersteel bat looks like and its size relative to a human hand. As I mentioned before, an individual common peppersteel bat can consume up to 3,000 insects in a single night. They hunt these insects using echolocation. In a minute we're going to hear a recording of a common peppersteel bat's echolocation. We're now going to hear a common peppersteel bat's echolocation, which is at a frequency of 48 kHz. You've now heard what a common peppersteel bat's echolocation sounds like. It's quite hard to understand what it would look like as we can't see the waves, but I've included some pictures of what sound waves might look like from a bat hunting an insect. What I'd like you to do now is do a short activity of drawing a bat and its echolocation. I've included some examples to give you an idea, and if you just want to pause the video, you can give it a shot. This section is called A Year in the Life of a Bat. It will be a guide to a month-by-month activity of bats in the UK. In January, the bats are in deep hibernation and using their fat stores to survive. This will continue on through February, but their fat reserves will be starting to get quite low. Because their reserves are getting low, in March, a small number of them will start coming out to hunt and top up their fat stores. This is only on warmer nights though, as many nights will still be too cold. When it comes to April, the spring has really sprung and they are active and hungry and wanting to stock up again as their fat stores will have got very low. If it does get too cold, they will go back to their roosts and not hunt. But in the north of England and Scotland, this is more common, while you'll see bats appearing slightly earlier in southern England and the Midlands. In Maytime, the females begin looking for a nursery roost. Nursery roosts are a place where the mums conjugate or come together to give birth to their young. The females usually give birth in June and they give birth to one pup, which they care for several weeks to several months before they're able to fly off on their own. In July, the mothers are caring for their young and they are in large groups. They still go out hunting, but they have a young attached to them, similar to monkeys have babies attached to them. Come August, the summer is ending and the male and females are searching for mates, meaning they're looking for someone to breed with, so that they can have babies next year. The babies have now got mature enough to fly off on their own, and although they may be still nearby, they don't rely on their mums anymore. In September, it's now autumn and the mating season has started. The mates they found in August have found a roost together, and this mating season continues from September to October. In October, they're also seeking hibernation sites for themselves so that they can hibernate for the long winter. In November, you'll see occasional activity, but they'll be taking longer naps and begin to hibernate, and will have stocked up on fat stores in early November. In December, it is far too cold for bats to be out and about, and they will be in a deep hibernation. In this last segment, we're going to look at when and where you can find bats. We're also going to include some activities you can do at home to improve your garden and home area for bats. When and where is very important. As we discussed in the last segment, bats hibernate for several months of the year. This means that you will not see them there, and it is an offence to disturb a roost of bats. Where is a harder part depending on what species. If we take the common pipistrelle, it is likely to see them in urban and rural areas. If you're in a city, try green spaces in parks, especially ones with linear features, meaning hedgerows, tree lines, and rivers. Rivers are also important as many insects are found to be around rivers, and as it is their main source of food, bats love to hunt near water. Here's some activities you can try at home. You can make your own bat box or buy them online and then decorate and put them out in your garden or in your local green space. Having a water feature, such as a small pond, will introduce more insects to your garden or green space. This allows for the bats to have further food sources, which can help them stock up on their fat stores ready for hibernation. Wildflower meadows also help with this as they also attract many insects. If you wish to do crafts, there are many crafts you can do that are bat related. You can make your own ones out of toilet tubes, you can make your own puppets. I've included the links to all of these activities below, and I look forward to seeing what you create. Thanks for watching. The next episode is going to be on birds.